Hello boys and girls, and welcome to this tutorial on capturing ambience. The techniques herein can be applied to capturing all sorts of audio, so do watch on. Right, ambience is the sound of your environment, and having quality ambience helps your audience stay focused and fully understand the location where the drama takes place. So when you're filming at a location, it's very likely you're going to be picking up the ambience as you film, but that could be problematic, because ambience is unpredictable. Sometimes things happen you didn't expect, or sometimes the ambience actually masks the signals you're trying to capture, such as the dialogue from your production. So how do you combat this? Well, the answer is by planning ahead, scheduling, and recording wild tracks. Now, a wild track is a piece of audio that you capture just in case. So say you are filming on location by the sea. Make sure you schedule significant time to set up and capture the sound of the environment before or after the filming takes place. The more you can minimise interruptions and noise, the better, so get there before your actors. Of course, the time of day is important too. The beach by day sounds different to the beach by night. While you are there, capture sound effects too, such as close-ups of the waves or capturing the sounds of seagulls, just in case. Use whatever you have to hand to record. Mobile phones can be used, although typically the inbuilt mics do not capture long-range sounds particularly well, as they are designed for picking up close-range dialogue. If you are using a mobile phone, it is possible to buy an external mic kit that will greatly improve its capabilities. And along with a host of effective cheap or free apps, you can transform your device into a portable recorder. But do learn your apps. Make sure you go through the settings to maximise the quality of recordings. Many apps will only record MP3s, which are lossy formats, but set to 320 kbps, you really won't notice much difference between MP3s and lossless formats such as M4A or WAV. One of the best ways to capture ambience is to use a studio-grade condenser microphone. They are incredibly sensitive, so do make sure that you take a windsock, otherwise you're going to pick up lots of wind rumble. All that noise that you get on your phone when you're speaking to somebody in the wind, that's wind rumble, and you want to avoid all that. This one is actually a cardioid mic, meaning it picks up from the front only, but it's still a very good option. These mics will require phantom power or a battery to run and will need to be connected to a recording device or interface that supplies the power and has XLR connections. These mics are also very, very sensitive. It's what makes them so good at picking up the fine nuances of ambient sound. Without a windsock, or dead cat as they are known, they are pretty hopeless, as the recording will be fraught with wind rumble. Right, clearly I had to veto this idea as my dead cat was the wrong size for this mic. An alternative would be to use a handheld device, a bit like this one. This is an M-Audio Micro Track. It's an old piece of technology, about 15 years old, but it does the job. It still records 2.5 hours worth of CD quality audio. It's got its own unique microphone. It's got inputs and outputs for external microphones. The only thing missing really is an XLR input and some decibel readings on the meter. So at the college we use Tascam DR40s, and they are much newer, have more options, but essentially work in the same way. So, how to set up? Well, you will need your recording device, a pair of reference headphones. Those are headphones that do not change the way you hear things, so avoid things like bass boost and surround sound, etc. And in the case of these handheld recorders, you will need a flash card or similar to save the data to. To demonstrate, I set up some equipment in my garden and capture some ambience. So with ambience, you just need to find the right location and hold out your recorder. Monitor the sound and set your input levels so that you have between 6 and 10 decibels of headroom. Now on this microtrack device, I am not given any numbers on the meters, so I'm simply making sure that my signal is not clipping going into the red, and that I have approximately a third left on the meter between my loudest signal and the point of distortion or clipping, and this allows me headroom for processing later on. Otherwise, set your record levels to approximately -10 decibels on your visual meters. So recording your signal too high might mean you end up with distortion when you reach the loudest, most aggressive points of your signal, and recording your signal too low will result in hearing more noise when you increase those levels in post-production. So learning how to capture ambience can be fun. I took my handheld recorder and my camera out on a day trip with my boy to Margam Park, and we had a go at recording bits of sound. Now obviously, if you're going to go with a child, then expect lots of interruptions, interruptions galore. But we had fun trying, and we both learnt some things as well. Right, while queuing for an ice cream, I noticed a delightful summery sound in an enclosed courtyard. People were chattering away and the reflections were really distinctive, so we had a go at recording this.
Is this space? Yeah. Yeah, it's cool.
Obviously I've got some editing to do, but you can hear how much fun we were having. Right, and while chilling with ice cream after, I picked up the summer ambience of the park outside of the courtyard, where there is noticeably less reflections. That is sound bouncing off walls and creating that kind of echo, reverb type sound. Here I caught the chatter of people, dogs barking, vehicles coming and going, all set in a pleasant outdoor scene. Be careful though, because if you are recording ambience, and that ambience includes people and their conversations, just bear in mind that it ceases to be ambience the moment you can actually hear someone's conversation and what they're saying. First of all, that is private. You need to ask permission before using it. Secondly, it stops being ambience and becomes script and may not form part of your story. However, general chit-chat, if it's mixed low enough with other sounds like dialogue and music over the top, you won't be able to hear what people are saying, and that can be very, very effective. Now, if you capture your ambience correctly, you shouldn't need to do anything else with it other than just put it straight into your productions. But there are certain things you can do to ambience to improve the quality. Certainly some EQ can help thin it out or take out any unwanted noise, or indeed wind rumble. I'll certainly normalise your signal to the same level as all the other bits of audio in your project. But there'll be no need to use compression on it, because compression will just bring out any background noise and make it more prominent. And if you want to see how this audio should be processed, have a look at my next tutorial. Thanks for watching.